Avoiding manufacturer standard control interfaces. It's in your best interest. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Connecting OB, discussing the challenges of outside broadcasting. Your OB probably contains the best equipment you could find so that your programs are of the highest quality. But that equipment also probably comes from a range of different manufacturers, which means your operators are being presented with a range of different control interfaces, and often to do the same job. For instance, audio shuffling can take place in the router and also in external glue, but the control interfaces probably look and operate very differently. I would suggest that the installation of one overall interface with familiar controls will make life much easier for operators, leading to less confusion and a better quality program. And also, these control interfaces can be tailored so the operators are only presented with the controls they need and all of the extra information coming from the equipment is ignored. Another advantage of having tailored interfaces is that the old familiar textual based ones that the manufacturers are very familiar in presenting to you can be replaced by graphics. Here we have an audio shuffler, and the traditional way of doing things is you have a drop-down box, and from that drop-down box you select your new input. In a graphics form, this could be presented like this. Here we have the inputs, the outputs, and the current routes are shown highlighted. To make a new route, the operator simply now only has to press a button. And this could work both for the router and external glue. The control system, therefore, has to talk to a whole range of different equipment using different protocols, and it's its job to translate those protocols into a familiar set of icons, button colours and graphics for the operators to interface with. However, in doing so, it shouldn't slow down the operation. The operators still need to be able to press a button and the system react to it very, very quickly. If the system is slow, it's very likely the operators will stop using the control system and go back to using the manufacturer's interfaces. And the same can be said if you don't install the system fully. If you put a partial interface in where only some of the equipment is being controlled via the control system and other parts are still using the manufacturer's interface, this is going to lead to confusion and also possible a position where the operators just ignore the control system altogether. So, should manufacturers' interfaces always be avoided in favour of a unified approach? By and large, yes. However, some manufacturers go to a lot of effort to produce really nice user interfaces. An example of that is telephone hybrid that is familiarly used throughout the OB industry. So here we have the telephone numbers that you can dial. This is a web interface. The operators click on a number, it loads the number, dials to the remote line and sets up the connection. Very nice, and operators might prefer to continue using this rather than having a new interface written for them, in which case this web browser should be part of your main control system. The operator really shouldn't have to go to a KVM, select a different computer to gain access to the web. So in conclusion, you've chosen the best equipment from multiple vendors, and adding a unified control system will make the operation smoother, leading to faster program turnaround, less on-air issues, and a faster integration of new staff because they only have to learn one interface. Do you struggle to operate equipment from multiple manufacturers? Join the discussion on connectingob.tv or use the hashtag ConnectingOB on Facebook, LinkedIn or Twitter. Next time on Connecting OB, we'll discuss how using workflow monitoring can pay off. Thanks for watching.